everyone, welcome to my next new series. This one is from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, and we have a half completed page here which I am going to finish. So these pictures are all videos that you can already access, and they were done a very long time ago, and we're going to do this page to match-ish, not completely. It's not going to be the same colouring. For example, this piece here is definitely similar to this, but we're not going to colour it in exactly the same way. And actually it's not drawn in an identical way anyway. So we're going to do this page. We're going to do each little one as a video, and yeah, I'm trying to think how I'm going to do a thumbnail for that. I might have to turn it around. I don't know. Anyway, that's my worry, not yours. I've decided that I'm going to use the same pencil set as I used for this side, just so that it matches better. And this was the Castle Arts Botanical set. And if you don't have the specific Botanical set, here are the ones that are in it. I've actually got a chart that I made which has a list of all the different pencils that are in the different sets. So if you don't have this set, you could make yourself one up if you have the 120 set, for example. So if you want to do that, or just use nearest colours. I've also got a chart, I think, showing Castle Arts and I'm going to start with the Acorn, nice simple one. Castle Arts and Polychromos, or did I do it with Prisms? I can't remember. Anyway, there's some charts around on my Kofi shop. If I find the Castle Arts ones, I'll put them in the description for you. I'll just make myself a note. There we go. Right, let's start this Acorn. Now we've got one very dark brown and the rest are lighter. So I'm going to start, I like this part to be darker and this part to be lighter. I'm going to start with my second darkest brown, not my very darkest brown. We'll bring that in later and do the sort of shell. Is that what we call it? This is the raw umber. Okay. And I'm just going to put some raw umber down. Oh, I just had this problem in my last video. I don't know if my sharpener's blunt or what's going on. I'm going to use different sharpener. Luckily I've got lots more Castle Arts pencils, so I've definitely got a replacement for each one, so if they get too short I can replace them. But hopefully that's done the trick. Maybe that sharpener needs a new blade. So I'm just doing some fairly hard colouring with nothing to push down on the paper too much. I like the paper in this book. I sort of know where I'm at with Johanna's paper. There are some books where the paper doesn't work for some pencils, and I know that some of Johanna's more recent books, some editions in some countries, are a little bit different to what we might be used to, but this one is happy. I'm trying to decide whether to put some shape into this. I think I will. So I'm going to just put some darker pencil on the edge like that, and on this edge. It's going to be a little bit rounded, not completely flat, like that. I'm going to put the shape into the stalk with the darker brown. This is the burnt umber. I'm going to attempt to sharpen it and hope it doesn't break on me. Wish me luck. Oh, it did work. Burnt umber. I don't know why everything's breaking today. So I'm going to go around the stick. It's not really a stem, is it? It's like a stick. And just try and make it a bit darker on those edges. Now for this one, I'm going to colour each of these individual pieces. You don't have to do this, you can just leave it as it is if you think this is too much faffing. And I just want it to be a bit darker on the base and a bit lighter on the tip, and then it looks a bit more like they're slightly three-dimensional and overlapping a bit. I mean, they wouldn't be sticking right out like a pine cone might, but it's nice to give it a little bit of, to make it look maybe a little bit knobbly, sort of rough. keep looking at the time. I've got someone coming, just delivering something, but I've got it all ready. He's got to put something in the garden, so I cleared I always keep my washing in my back doorway. I know it seems a bit, we don't go out in the back garden that much, and the sun comes through the door. The door's nearly all glass. The sun comes through, and so it dries the washing. It's not sunny today, so I just moved it out of the way, made sure the chairs were pushed under the table, things like that. There we are. So I think that looks a little bit more textured than leaving it just plain. Now the nutty bit, now I've got 3 dots on it, implying that there's some white shine. Have to think about that. I'm going to use the yellow ochre and the terracotta light, I think. Yeah, I'm going to start with the terracotta light, and this is slightly darker, and use this for the edge. I may use some of that raw umber as well, because it's quite yellow, isn't it? But let's just have a go and see how it turns out before we make a final decision. I want it lighter in the middle, just like this one is. Now these I'm going to colour over them. There's no way that I can colour around those and keep it neat, so I'm going to colour over them. I'm just going to layer that up a little bit more, and I shall do something with it in a minute. Here is our yellow ochre. Just going to go over the top, but keep it faded in the middle, like that. And yeah, it's not quite dark enough for me. I am going to use some raw umber, as I guessed I would, and just put just a little bit, don't need masses, but over this bit that Johanna's drawn with the lines to make it. And I'm thinking all the way into here there might be a bit of shadow. I'm trying to remember when I did the other page, but I really can't. It's a long time ago. Right, now we need our sort of framework and its leaves, and I want to do them green. Maybe I'm being boring, I don't know. It's a nice oxide of chrome. I rather like the oxide of chrome. It doesn't want to turn in the sharpener. That's weird. I think it is splintering a bit. It is. That's interesting. Look at that. And of course it's loose. Now that's come out, let's try it again. You can hear it splintering. Maybe I'm just being a bit too impatient today with my sharpener. Yeah, that's no. Right, I'm going to choose a different pencil. It's I don't like giving up on a pencil, but let's try one more. I have to sharpen them all with my dowel, I think, in between videos, because that's not plain bald. I've got a little bit. I'm going to try with that. So this is oxide of chrome. It's a sort of dark, slightly olivey colour, and I'm going to do. I just wanted these bits to be a bit darker, so it's sort of framed, because it's the frame. That side I haven't done the frame. Oh, this isn't actually the frame. On the facing page, I haven't done this. So I'm not going to do it on this side either, but this bit I'm colouring isn't that outside, that's the outside frame. It's a sort of inside frame. So I'm going to do that. My idea was to try to make that leaf fade towards the tip, but my fat lead didn't really do it. But I've put another colour on, and I want this little bit. Trying not to go over the line, it's quite tricky. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to use, I want a really light colour. I'm thinking the leaf green light might work. just to do the tips of those leaves. This one played, it's sharpened. Just so they're a bit paler. Doing some building work outside, making a noise. It's probably my neighbour. This is sap green. He came round yesterday and put me a fence up, which is good. Okay, for these leaves we're going to do a few colours. This sap green is going to be the base, and I'm going to fade it like that. I'm not going to take it all the way to the tip. I've just noticed that our next picture is going to be lots of leaves. We have got a fair few greens in this set, so I'm sure we can find a way to make them more different. That's what's quite nice about having a smaller set, is you have to mix up colours a bit. It challenges you a little bit more sometimes rather than just looking through the colours that are there. But I just wanted to match it up. I'm also not in the mood for having a big choice of colour today. I think I would just dither. So it worked out really well doing this page and using the same pencils as last time. Of course, if you don't want to stick to all really similar colours, you could I'm just looking, we've got a permanent green and I think it's slightly lighter. It's a bit short. And I'm going to just use a little bit on the central parts of the leaves. Yeah, I've got a neighbour over the back having huge masses of work done in her house. She's basically having, they've got double garages and houses over the back, and she's having half of it made into a room. So there's that going on. And then, as I say, my neighbour took my fence down. This is leaf green night, and I asked him if he would mind getting rid of the rubbish, and I said, you know, I'd pay him to go to the tip, the rubbish dump, I don't know what you might call it, and he said, no, I'll cut it up and use it as firewood. So that might be what he's doing. So, but that's up to him, because you can, there's certain, if you take certain types of rubbish to the tip, you have to pay, I think. If you're a business, you do, which effectively he is, because he did it's sort of work stuff, but I don't know whether he put it through his business as a job or did it as a sort of favour. This is a cadmium yellow, and I'm going to use it for the background. In the last page, I used a different colour background in each one. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to achieve that on this page. I'll have to use some of the backgrounds I used on the other page, but I've used this one behind the leaf, I think. But it's really nice looking back at that old one and how it looks. Thinking, would I do it the same? I think I would, to be honest. Yellow is a difficult background colour to do. Trying to see whether you've covered it, all the white paper, is difficult. But keep persevering and hoping. I don't know whether anyone else finds it difficult to see yellow, or whether it's just my eyes. I'd like to know. Let me know if you find it hard, or if it's just me. I'm doing another layer so that I'm sure I've covered it all, because although this is called cadmium yellow, it's quite brownish, almost Naples yellowy, and I think it's a rather pretty colour. I think it's almost an ochre, actually. It's been nice getting back into doing a bit in this book. I like Ivy. I haven't done much in here at all. I've completed an ivy, but I wonder what this page looks like in my completed one. Maybe I'll wait until I finish before I look. Might not be a good idea. I'm going to do those dots in a white pen to just finish off. I originally rolled 10 here. Don't think I've done any white on the other page, but there we go. There it is. Let's straighten up a bit for you. Oh, the page isn't straight. It can be quite hard to get things straight when there's a curve in the paper. But there we go, it's still not straight. Difficult. I'm trying to line it up. I've got a grid pattern on my screen, but it doesn't. If I line the top up, the bottom's wonky. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's me for today. I'm hoping to do one of these a day in the mornings, so hopefully if you come back tomorrow there should be another one. But I will put a compilation together for members. I don't know if I'll have them ready before the first one goes out, but we'll see. It depends on what's going on. I've got a bit of a busy time going on, so we'll see. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Have a super day and happy colouring.